Coming to you live from Lincoln, Nebraska. Wow, this lighting brings out features of me that I don't want. Coming to you live from Lincoln, Nebraska. It's Renee Cross on Today in Quarantine, episode 56. This is crazy. I know, it's just an interesting time to be alive. Today is Thursday, May 14th, I think. Yep, Thursday, May 14th. And it's interesting that we've gotten to this place. Yeah, 56, which means that this has been going on for 8 weeks, which is a total of 2 months. 2 months that we've been here. Like I said, this is quarantine, so this is 40 days, and now we're on the swing 2 of 40 days. I'm actually coming to you live from a different location today, and so just thank you for the host of this location for allowing me to bring this message to you. Today in quarantine, I've been working on setting up my lessons for next week, which is really not a lesson per se. It's actually kind of a year wrap up because our school year ends next week. Finally, it's over. Which I'm not thankful for. I'm not thankful that I don't get to interact with my students anymore, but I'm just thankful to be done with the whole online learning thing. Just hopefully reset the summer and get back to normal. So that's kind of my hope. I'm also just in a spot where I was having to make these lessons of saying goodbye to my students and helping them say goodbye to each other in terms of band and orchestra. And it's been really tough to find the words to say. I'm not really sure how teachers do this earlier, but I know for a lot of teachers in our district, for music teachers, we usually end our lessons before the last day of school. So that the last couple of weeks of our teaching is actually us wrapping up the year and then getting ready for next year. So I've been wondering, how do they do this every year? How do they have to say goodbye to students every year? And for classroom teachers as well, who have to say goodbye to students every year, that's hard. Because as band teacher, one of the reasons that I like to teach band is that I get to have these students consistently from year to year. But this is not one of those years that I get to do that. So it's definitely hard to say goodbye to those kids. And then online learning just makes it harder. So just kind of wrapping up some things. As I said a couple days ago, this week I added in, I think I said this yesterday actually. So never mind, I'm not going to say it again. I'm just going to say that I've asked my kids the question of, how are you feeling at the end of the year? And a lot of them are saying relieved and sad and proud to be done. So definitely good. So that's what I've been up to today. I also tried some great fresh juice. If you have a juicer, you should use it because the products that I've had are pretty great. I don't know where to get a juicer from. I don't know if I want to get a juicer myself, but it sounds like a great idea. I cannot I don't think I can offer my own services to do lessons for these students. It's a very complicated student interaction, I think. It's complicated, so I can't really reach out. But it's good. It's all good. So today in the weather, today's episode is going to be a little bit shorter because I'm a little bit rushed for time. But today, today's weather is kind of cloudy, but yesterday's weather was cloudy. And so today when I finally stepped out of the house for the first time, I was like, oh, this is pleasantly nice. It was about 75 degrees, and just kind of almost like summer rain feeling where it's kind of moist and humid, but it's not quite hot yet. So that's super nice. It's just nice and, wow, spring. Yeah, this is happening. So it's a really nice day out here in the neighborhood. I'm hoping to get outside a little bit more than I have already today and do that later. So that'll be exciting. Yeah. Thinking. Yeah, so that's our weather for today. Today's dad jokes are coming to you live in just a second. Did you know that the average panda is eating for about 12 hours every day? That's right, 12 hours every day, which is about the amount of time that the human adult spends eating during a pandemic, which is why they call it a pandemic, because of the pandas. I know, it was pretty bad. Yes, it was pretty bad. All right, what did the horse say after it tripped? Help! I've fallen and I can't giddy up. Why wasn't the woman happy with the Velcro that she bought? It was a total ripoff. What kind of noise does a 747 make when it bounces? Boing, boing, boing. Yeah. Let's see. I'm only familiar with 25 letters in the English language. I don't know why. Oh boy. As a lumberjack, I know that I've cut exactly 2,417 trees. And I know because every time I cut one, I keep a log. If you rearrange the letters of Postman, they get pretty angry at you. All right. Last one. Have you heard of that new band with 1,023 megabytes? They're pretty good, but they haven't got a gig yet. And there you have it. There are some jokes coming to you live from Lincoln, Nebraska. Thank you for joining us today on Today in Quarantine. And we will see you tomorrow in quarantine for another episode of Today in Quarantine. And have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later. You're not subtle at all.
Not at all.